Welcome back to another episode of Drink Tales. And today, it's been a while, probably a couple of months now, but we're getting back on our tasting notes game. We kind of skipped last month because we were doing a bit of traveling, but back at it again.
Mm-hmm.
And this month, since we're going into summer, this is sort of our summer board, so to speak. I believe we did a similar one last year, or we had some stuff on there from last year. And we're also tying it in with the day today because today is
Juneteenth as well as Martini Day.
Yeah. So think of this as a Juneteenth Martini Day summer tasting board type situation.
And tomorrow is Father's Day.
Yes. So, dads, this is also for you. And also too, because when I was coming up with a lot of this stuff, most of it is geared toward summer, being outside. But a lot of this stuff can be incorporated into the other holidays. So prime example, first off, starting with the corners, we have peaches. And the reason we have peaches is because one of our meats is prosciutto. And peaches and prosciutto go hand in hand. As a matter of fact, a lot of times people grill them. And for a summer board like this, having grilled peaches and prosciutto, good combination. We also got some flatbread on here on the board this time around to serve for to dip for the
hummus.
Yes, for the hummus and for what we have over here, which is bacon jam. Now you can we're gonna get to the bacon jam in a moment, but I chose these flatbreads, but you can use crackers, any type of cracker situation. This is just what I prefer this month. This go around, these are garlic. These are roasted garlic flavor.
Okay.
Because I wanted them to have a little bit of taste to it. I didn't want to get the plain ones, even though the plain ones probably would go well if you're
dipping it in multiple things like the jam and the hummus.
Exactly. But I wanted mine to have a little flavor. The bacon jam. This isn't just any bacon jam. This is actually, I found this at the farmer's market. This is actually spicy chili bacon jam. I tasted it before I put it on the board, and it's actually pretty good.
I tasted it too. It has an interesting flavor when you put it in your mouth.
Yeah, it's supposed to be savory. It's supposed to be a savory jam, but it has some sweetness to it because, at its core, it is a jam. But I thought it was something different that we could go with, considering we do have some sweet stuff here. We have the, we do have the peaches, and we also have what's coming up next, which is our pecans. And those pecans, I get those all the time. Those are our honey vanilla bourbon pecans. I love those. I love their flavor. And, tying into Father's Day, you're going to want to, there's bourbon, there are pecans.
There's going to be drinking.
Exactly, there's going to be drinking.
If you're acknowledging Martini Day, there's that. But I mean...
But if you're also just acknowledging Father's Day, you can be drinking bourbon and eating...
Exactly.
And eating those pecans. And our last thing on the table is a pepperoni. Okay. We used pepperoni the last time we did a board. And I had some left over, and one of the things I wanted to do was I wanted more meats on here. So I threw another meat on there, and that was pepperoni.
Okay.
We don't have cheese this month. You can add cheese.
That's fine. Cheese isn't everything.
Yeah, cheese isn't everything. But if you add cheese, I would suggest a Parmesan, like a block of Parmesan. Brie is always a staple. I would also suggest doing Gouda.
That Parmesan, although both the Parmesan and the Gouda to me would be an interesting pairing with that jam.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I'm just talking like something that has no taste.
No,
Or
I think you might be right on the money with that. I think the Parmesan will also be good on these flatbread crackers as well.
Okay.
I think they would go good with those. And our hummus in the middle. I know I said that the meat was last, but I barely mentioned the hummus. But this is roasted red pepper hummus. I prefer that over plain hummus, but plain hummus also works. But I like roasted red pepper because it gives a little spice and a little kick.
Do you have any other hummus flavor options that you could go for?
Your basic hummus, I would go with that if you didn't do roasted red pepper. Honestly, you can do any kind of hummus you want.
Just so long as it matches up with the rest of the flavor.
Exactly.
Okay.
I chose roasted red pepper because I was going for similar flavor profiles. I had the spicy bacon jam, spicy chili bacon jam. So, I was trying to be a little bit in lockstep.
Mix
get
those
some
sweet and savory.
Exactly.
Different
Sweet, savory, spicy. Like I was trying to have all those notes running throughout. If I had to, I know I got peaches down here. If I had to choose any other fruits to add, probably blackberries and blueberries.
Okay.
Maybe raspberries too, like all your berries.
Okay.
If not those, grapes. And I got with the jam, with the chili jam, if you didn't want to go savory and you wanted to go sweet, fig jam would be my substitute.
Okay.
Or my alternative.
Okay.
But that does it for the board. You got a drink for us?
Yeah. Since you covered the summer end of our spectrum and somewhat Father's Day, I'm gonna cover the Martini Day and Juneteenth. And I'm gonna make a martini with a black-owned spirit.
Okay.
Which would be Indago gin. I'm gonna use that. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Like, it's not really gonna be a martini because you guys are probably thinking I'm gonna mix some other stuff up in there and everything like that. And you're probably right. But I did the research and I think I found the type of martini to use that I think would pair well with the flavor profile of this particular spirit. And that is called the sweet martini.
Okay.
I found this. There's a YouTuber online that
Quick thing before you continue. Should we move this?
no, we're fine.
Okay.
There's a YouTuber out there, and I forget his name, but I will link you guys to the video that has the recipe in which he does a sweet martini, and he basically says that you want to use equal parts red vermouth or sweet vermouth and gin, your favorite gin. He didn't specify a specific gin, he just said your favorite gin. So I figured Indago was going to work with this. So I'm going to do, his has he does 1 ounce of each. I'm going to do 1.5 ounce of each. Just to, go with the glass that I have here.
So you have 1.5 ounce Indago and 1.5 ounce that's red vermouth.
Yeah, sweet vermouth.
Sweet vermouth, I'm sorry. This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, no, even though. So, spoiler alert, I'm not a martini guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just how it is.
I get it. It's a sometimes drink. Like it's a, when you want to be sophisticated or whatever.
Yeah. The next ingredient he has is, which was weird, but a bar spoon of the juice from the
Maraschino.
cherries.
And he means
But-
real maraschino cherries.
Well, he doesn't mean these. He means the bright red ones.
Oh.
So I found that to be a little weird, but whatever. I don't have those other cherries, so we're just gonna use the juice from these cherries, what they call the original
Maraschino cherry.
Yeah, the original maraschino cherry
From Lux.
Mhm.
With sourdough.
And I'm gonna put this away right here. And he didn't have this in his. You know what? I'll wait. I'll add my ice and we can begin stirring. So here's another deviation from the usual martini. He shakes his, he doesn't stir it. Even though, regardless of what James Bond tells you, like you stir your martini. And I can already tell, based on the recipe and just based on, the flavor notes of these other two ingredients, I already know while this is going to be sweet, it's not going to really be sweet as it were in the traditional sense. You're just going to get the sweet notes from the vermouth and the gin. Then we strain. And then he garnishes with a couple of cherries. I'm gonna garnish with a cherry too, and you tell me what you think about this next thing I want to do. And that would be garnishing with a lemon peel.
I don't see a problem with it. Add a little kick to it, I guess.
Okay. Throw that in there. Put this to the side. Hopefully that tastes pretty good. Like I said, me not being a martini person. And he doesn't do that. He doesn't do the lemon peel on his.
Okay.
He just garnishes with cherry. That's just what I did.
Okay.
Because I know a traditional martini, specifically one that's not dirty, a wet martini, as it were. You garnish it with the lemon peel.
Okay, let's see what we got. Actually, this isn't bad. It's actually pretty good.
Okay, I need to see what you're talking about. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. It is a sweet wet martini. Technically a 50-50 sweet wet. 50-50 is a wet martini.
Okay.
Oh, they call it a 50-50?
No, a 50-50. See, now we're going into educational shit here when it comes to martinis. A 50-50 is when you have the ingredients equal each other. So it will be 50% your gin, 50% your vermouth. A wet martini is when you have more vermouth than the normal martini.
Okay. I learned something today because I did not know that. The Indago definitely stands out.
Mm-hmm.
It leads the charge in this as it should. It is the main alcohol. But yeah, this is really it's particularly light too.
Yeah, and because the thing about a martini is like it's basically a liquor forward drink. So like you're basically tasting chilled gin with a little bit of fortified wine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I really like that. I could drink those regularly.
Not bad at all. And then add that to it.
Yeah, that's really good. Wow. So we did a lot this month,
Mm-hmm.
and all this looks good. But that will do it for this episode of Drink Tales. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell so that you're notified of all content that's coming to the channel. Also, check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter as well. What else we got going on?
If there is a liquor, spirit, liqueur, wine, beer, snack, dessert, breakfast / brunch item, maybe let's see what else we got here. A drink recipe, something I've never done before, something you guys think I would like, hit us up in our DMs. Let us know what it is. Maybe you can send it to us. Maybe you can lead us to where it is, because sometimes a lot of stuff that you guys like, we don't have access to because it may not be in this city, state, or country.
Mm-hmm. That goes for locations too. Restaurants, bars, speakeasies, distilleries, whatever it may be that you think we may enjoy going to. Hit us up, let us know. Because we want to go to those places. If you think there's a bar near you that serves the best martinis, like the best ever, let us know so we can be the judge of that.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, we're going to New Orleans in July. And
Late July.
yeah, late July. And we came across a place we're trying to go to. What's it called
A
again?
few places.
Yeah, a few places, but one in particular we're trying to hit up is
I don't want to butcher it, so I won't name it. You
Yeah.
guys, I don't want to butcher the name, but you guys will just know when we get there.
yeah, you'll know when we get there. We're gonna be checking them out pretty soon. Well, next month when I say pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, that'll do it for this episode of Drink Tales. And until next time, everybody, peace.